On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And hello, video. Hello, video monitor.
Video.
Okay, first of all, hi, girly.
Hi, girly.
God, I missed you.
I know, I missed you too.
You guys, it's been like the craziest week ever, which we will get into. But I feel like, have talked to each other the least about in the past week than we have in years, honey. And today, I called Madison when I was driving to the gym, and I was like, dude, I miss you so much.
I know.
It's sad.
It's okay. It's just life. Life is happening. I will say that Spencer did say that if we were, in a witch trial, like if the witch trials were going on, that he would out me. So
as a witch. We were talking earlier because, I don't know.
I don't even remember
what we were talking about. You were like, you'd probably blame me. And I was like, yeah, girl. I'd be like, I don't know. She made me do it. She's a witch.
So that's where we are, okay?
So if there ever is a witch trial again. Oh, wait. I didn't tell you this because we're not friends anymore. No, there was nothing weird happened. Let me just get that out straight off the bat. It was literally just a crazy couple of days, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, and the holidays, it's just a whole
madness. We watched this thing the other night that is called Amish Witches.
Oh.
And it was like a documentary about this specific group of Amish witches. And it was low-key kind of scary.
What did they do?
Well, they're known for doing kind of faith healing and stuff, which is I've talked about it a lot on Cult Leader because it's obviously a lot of people will go against medical advice or they won't take their kids to the hospital when they're dying because they're like, nope, we can do all it's the Lord's will or whatever, which is fucking wild. But it's kind of the concept of faith healing, I think, for a lot of them. But then there was this one Amish witch and she was evil. And they were doing this thing. They were doing one of these healing things because these other Amish witches invited her in and they were like, we're going to get you on the good side of this.
Okay.
But what you need to know is the Amish community does not like any of the witchcraft, even the positive ones.
Nothing occult.
It's very anyone who was getting healing done by them in this documentary, it was face blurred or not shown.
Okay.
And so they are doing this healing on this guy and she's part of their circle, part of their conduit holding hands, right? And she just is overtaken by this evil energy. She's possessed.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
And so it didn't go as in depth as we would have liked, but I'm all of a sudden just on a kick. I'm I need to know everything there is about Amish witches.
I didn't do Amish funerals, but I was looking at Amish funerals while I was researching. There's nothing really, but because I was looking at it,
I'm sure they have to have some wild customs or something for funerals at least.
Well, Rumspringa or whatever, that they go on.
Uh-huh.
It's when, I don't know,
I remember the show, what was that called?
Breaking Amish.
Breaking Amish. I was going to say Escaping Amish. Well, same concept.
Yeah, I saw something about if, someone dies during their Rumspringa, the funeral traditions can be a little different, a little modern, a little traditional. I don't know. I don't know much. Other than I remember that TikTok girl who now dropped off the face of this earth.
Well, wasn't it determined she wasn't actually Amish?
Yeah, I
she
think so.
was just faking it.
Yeah.
I don't remember why that got brought. Oh, because we were talking about witches. Witch trials.
Oh, well, kind of in that same realm, I saw Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was so beautiful.
I heard you see his dick.
Cisco said that, and I had gone to the bathroom.
No.
The worst time.
Oh.
The worst time to go to the bathroom.
Well, I was telling the champ that we wanted to go see it, and then he was like, yeah, I'm trying to see that Nosferatu dick. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. At the end, you see like the lower half of him. I don't know. I thought it was beautiful.
When I was in community college,
Okay.
I took a film class,
Uh-huh.
and it was from 7 to 9:40 p.m.
Uh-huh.
So I would always fall asleep.
Okay.
But the one time that I like stayed awake was to watch the original Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah. Was that like 1920 or earlier?
1922, I think.
Okay.
I was like, I was like, who came first, Dracula or Nosferatu? I always thought it was Nosferatu, but it's not. It's Dracula came first.
Oh.
And then Nosferatu is like unlicensed version of Dracula.
Oh, he's the Geoff of Geoffs.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it was really, really good. I thought Lily Rose Depp was incredible, beautiful.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Movie critic here. I haven't seen a ton of movies in a movie theater in the last 4 or 5 years because of COVID. And
Well, we saw The Terrifier recently.
that was crazy to see in a theater, but I think this was
Beautiful.
beautiful in a theater.
I'm
and
excited for this one.
it's good. I know a lot of people say it's long and whatever, but I think I have such more of an appreciation for the 1800s now that I know more about it.
Oh, from like doing this show.
Yes.
Yeah.
That like I appreciate it so much more.
Okay.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I actually, okay, like I feel like you guys know at this point, I am so anti-long movie. I'm like, no movie should be that long.
I feel like you're watching more and more.
I'm watching more longer ones
Yeah.
because the champ loves a long movie.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, cool. It's 4.5 hours. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
But we watched Gladiator 2
Okay.
the other day, and that was actually really good.
Okay.
And then we watched on like 2 nights ago, we watched My Stepmother is an Alien.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No.
Kim Basinger plays this, oh my
Is
God,
it 90s?
80s.
80s?
Beautiful bombshell
Oh my God, I have to
from
see
outer
this.
space. And then
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd is her
Oh.
like love interest in the
Okay.
movie.
I have to see it.
It is so fucking good. I am shocked because it's such a movie that I would
Yeah.
love, and it would be in my like
Campy and-
cult.
yeah.
Yes, so campy. Oh my God, I want to watch it with you. It's so good.
Oh my
And she is
God.
so fucking hot in this movie.
Yes, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Wait.
What?
Okay, I know this, we're not Roger Neepert or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But my sister and I was with her last weekend and we had just like a cute like Christmassy day. We played cards, we watched Christmas movies. We watched like a Hallmark movie that's like called Merry Gentlemen or something. I don't know. But then we watched, it's like this Jack Black movie where he's
The
Santa.
holiday? Oh no.
He's like Santa Claus, but he's Satan. Because, okay, the little kid in the movie writes a letter to Santa,
But spells it Satan.
but spells it Satan and summons Satan. And it was hilarious. It was a really good movie.
I love that.
In other news, in political news,
Oh.
Jimmy Carter has passed away.
Oh, he did.
100 years old.
I know. He really lived a life.
He really did.
He
and
did a lot for people.
He did do a lot for people, and I pulled this thing that said Joe Biden declares January 9th as a national day of mourning following the death of Jimmy Carter.
Do you want to know something else really interesting I read about Jimmy Carter?
What?
Is that the guy who wrote his obituary died 7 years before Jimmy Carter died. Because you know how they like pre-write obituaries for
Yes, so they can
figures?
just pump them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess one of the guys who wrote Jimmy Carter's obituary died 7 years before him. And I thought that was so
my
interesting. It's like a
God.
post-mortem obituary reveal or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I thought that was
Okay.
interesting.
That is really interesting.
Okay, I got to talk about the big news.
Yes.
The big news is that the champ and I got Hot Dog a sister.
Yes. And she's so cute.
She's so cute. She's gonna be a real big girl, and she snores already, and so that's why she can't be in this room, unfortunately.
Guys, I thought he was over exaggerating when he said that she snored, and then I heard it, and it is so loud. She is snoozing.
Oh,
She's a
snoozing.
tired puppy, and I love her so much.
I love her too. Hot Dog is coming around.
Yes, she's a big
It takes a moment. She's got to adjust. She was an only child for 6 years.
Hot Dog was the quintessential only child.
Oh, she was like the only child that like always hangs out with the adults.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't want to be around other kids, doesn't want to be around other dogs,
Yep.
is like, let me just be with the adults and have a cigarette. Now she has a baby sister, but she's doing actually pretty good with her. If you're watching this on YouTube, which we'll, I guess, talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll have the champ bring her in at the end or something.
Yes,
for a
yes.
little
Oh, they have to
meet
see
and
her.
greet. Yes.
They have to see her. Okay.
We got her on Sunday, and that was my big, huge news. I feel like it's so wild because you're adding something into your family, and it's just crazy.
Someone into your family.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, their personalities, like...
She's so cute. Okay,
Yes.
she's half pit bull, half boxer.
She's so perfect. She's so cute.
She's so cute. She's 4 months old. She's a Virgo.
She's black like Hot Dog with like white, like the white patches.
Yes, like Hot Dog.
Like Hot Dog
And Doris.
and Doris. And she has white on her paws.
Yeah, she has like little white boots on.
Big paws.
Big
She's going to be
paws.
a big girl.
She's going to be big.
How much does she weigh already?
She's 30 pounds
God
at 4
damn.
months. And so I asked actually ChatGPT, I was like, if my new puppy is half boxer, well, actually, I was like, hi, because I'm always nice to it in case it takes over one day. We've talked about this.
Oh, I saw an article today that was like, women in 2025 will be having more and more sex with robots.
Hell fucking yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I asked it, I was like, if I'm my new puppy is half
If I'm
boxer,
half
half pit bull.
She's going to be a big girl.
And it said she'll probably be around 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is what I think too. So she's in the cutest age right now because she's just so floppy and like uncoordinated. And it's just really sweet.
Yes. She's going to come to my house tomorrow.
Yes, and play with the dogs.
And play with the dogs. And Hot Dog will get to see her friends.
Their first play date.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know,
take a ton of pictures.
Please. My sister and her husband and baby Leo,
Uh-huh.
I'm taking them to Disneyland for their Christmas present this year.
Oh, it'll
And
be so fun.
taking them tomorrow, and you're on auntie duty already.
On auntie
I can't believe, like, it's crazy to me though that it took until today. Like, even though I've only had her for like 72 hours, I'm like, how did you not meet her already?
I know. I know.
That was why, like, too, it's been crazy because we've been, trying to like get acclimated with the dog. My sister and her husband are in town with Leah. It's just been like
It's a lot.
wild. You guys have a lot going on. You've been doing family stuff too, and
Yeah.
it's just a really hard time.
Just life.
I want to talk to you
Tell me.
about some assholes.
Okay, talk to me about some assholes.
Okay, this first one says, also I'm wearing Uggs right now.
I'm wearing loafers.
Well, my sister and her, kind of both like suede-y vibes.
Yeah.
Ee.
Ooh.
When I went to Palm Springs for Thanksgiving, my sister, her husband, and my siblings all bought these Ugg slippers. I showed up and they were like, oh my God, look at, like, we all got these slippers. And I was like, okay.
Oh, no one got them for you.
I was like, wow, actually, you guys know I love to participate in buying things. And so they were like, oh, do you want us to get you some or whatever? I said, I just want to tell you, like, on Christmas Day, I expect them under that tree.
Good.
And so they were there. And I was so happy. I felt like when you're like a little kid and your parents got you one expensive gift, and then you're like staring over at it like
It's the Barbie dream house. Yeah.
I bet that's the one.
Uh-huh.
Sure enough, when I opened it, I was so excited.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. Am I the assholes?
Okay.
This one says, am I the asshole for writing my siblings out of my will? Which is what I wanted to do and they didn't include me.
Is this Hot Dog writing it?
Yeah. God, I know I need to.
No, she's going to love her so much.
Yes. She's the first.
She's the
My
first.
firstborn.
She's the diva.
She's the diva. She's the star.
She's the
She's the
OG.
it girl.
Yeah.
Okay. She's the Jessica Simpson.
Uh-huh.
This one's going to be the Ashley
Oh, no.
Okay. For context, my brother, 30 male, and sister, 25 female, have lived very far from me for a long period of time. For me, going on over a decade now. They never bothered to include me as a sibling growing up and have continued the tradition into adulthood. Contact is sparse at best and only when initiated by a mutual third party, never voluntary on their end, and all attempts from me are ignored. I have received a medical diagnosis that isn't looking good, and I want to ensure that, should the worst come, my affairs would be in order for over the next few years. I updated my living will recently, family doesn't know I have one, and struck them from it, barring them from receiving anything, instead leaving assets to my parents with instructions on their provisioning. Friends have told me that I'm being harsh and I should include them, but I hardly know them anymore, and any interactions have been largely negative over the past 10 to 15 years. I could care less what happens after I'm gone, but I don't want what I worked hard for to go to them. Am I the asshole?
10 to 15 years of negative interactions, I think.
Where's
write
my
them
gavel?
out. Yeah, I know. I think
they're up there.
Who cares? Write them out.
Not an asshole at all. It's like, again, we've had this conversation so many times where it's like, we're such family people. We're so close to our families.
Yes.
But we also have family members in both of our families that we're not fond of. And we're like, blood is not thicker than water in that sense of it.
Yeah. And it's money, it's assets, it's like all of these things that it doesn't mean you don't love them. It just means that.
Well, actually, this person doesn't sound like they love them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so fuck them.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
Next.
on. Okay, this one says, am I the asshole for wanting my kids in my husband's will?
Okay.
My husband and I are a blended family with 2 biological children, each from our previous relationships. We share no children together. When my husband and I started dating, my children were 5 months old and 4 years old. His children were 1 year old and 4 years old. My 2 children live with us full time, and his children visit us on weekends and during school holidays. He is my children's full-time stepfather and more involved in raising them day to day than their biological father. After 2 years, okay, so just to clarify, so they each came into the marriage with 2 very young kids. Yeah. They have full custody of her kids, it sounds like, and then he has partial custody of his.
Okay.
After 2 years, we moved in together. As a single mother and product of divorce myself, it was ingrained in me to protect my children's future in the event of a possible future separation. So, before moving in together and selling my house, we signed what is essentially a prenup at a notary. This prenup detailed how we would arrange things if we were to separate. Essentially, 50% of the value of our family home would be paid out to me if we separated. When we got married, this basic prenup was upheld and the content of it never changed. After about 2 years into our relationship, my husband began to amass a large real estate portfolio. Now, 8 years into the relationship, he is a millionaire with 10 plus properties spanning 2 countries and has multiple companies. With the help of notaries, accountants, and other businessmen, he has since taken months to work out exactly how he wants his affairs to be handled in the event of his death. His entire estate will be left to his 2 biological children, including our family home, although his estate will be indebted to me for the value of 50% of it in an elaborately constructed will resembling a trust. Furthermore, if my husband were to pass before his children turn 23, I will be tasked with overseeing the financial affairs of his estate / the trust. This is to make sure his ex-girlfriend doesn't handle the children's money, so I get the responsibility of administrating, but no benefits. All of this is fine with me. If he were to pass beyond the fact that I would be devastated for losing my husband, I'd be more than content with the value of 50% of our home. What irks me, though, is that he asked me to marry him. He wanted our families to blend more than they already were. We co-parent each other's children. In every sense of the word, we are a family, a union, but he has gone above and beyond to exclude us in an elaborately constructed will to benefit only his biological children. Am I the asshole for wanting my kids in there too, even if it's only a small percentage? Imagine how my children will feel at his funeral, having just lost the man that raised them for decades or more, that they spent more time with than their own biological father, who they spent more time with than he did his own biological children, only to find out they've been 100% excluded from his will. It feels insulting, as if he never really considered them family. Am I the asshole?
No, I do not think that she's the asshole. And you know why? Because when you said that they both have sole custody of her kids, having custody over a child is such a big responsibility and a big undertaking, and you don't do that lightly.
Yeah.
That means you take on all of this. And I think imagine them at his funeral and find out that they're excluded. She's not asking for more. She's asking for it to be fair. And I think
like equal.
Equal, yeah.
Okay. So she was voted the asshole.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm totally reading it wrong, but I just don't think that she's the asshole. But let's see the comments.
Okay, so they all said, you're the asshole. Why is it his responsibility to ensure your kid's future? Like, was he involved in making your kids? Did he get any pleasure in you and your ex making your kids? Like, all these people are saying this, but I still disagree.
I think that's such a skewed response. It's not black and white. Like, there's so much gray area. He's been in their life, is with them more, has custody of them. Yeah.
Not an asshole.
No.
When you become a family, you're a family.
And she said, like, I'm more than happy with just 50% of the
house.
But
give it the rest of the kids.
Yeah. And I think she's fucking smart. As a woman, I think it is smart that she is putting her kids first and making sure that they will be taken
even
care
if
of.
It's not like equal, even if it's like,
yeah,
you know, my kids are getting 70% and each of your kids will get 15% or whatever. Still, but like, that's something, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it's fucked up.
And
that's also why you have to have those conversations. Like, they're hard conversations to have, but I'm like, I would want to know.
They're hypothetical conversations, right?
Until you're there.
Until you're there.
Until you're fucking there.
Yeah.
Not the asshole in our opinion.
No.
But the internet says yes.
They're wrong.
Wrong. All right. Well, I'm up first this week, which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
I have a big side bitch. Okay. Do you know this lady?
The Catwoman. Yes, I absolutely do. And I love her. That's Jocelyn Wildenstein? Wildenstein.
Yes, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Unfortunately, she died this last week.
That's a powerhouse.
A powerhouse. And if you guys don't know, we'll post her picture on
or you can show
Instagram.
It to them.
Oh, I can. We're on video now. Wait, let me get a better. Oh, yeah. This one's
No, that's a good one. Oh, yeah.
You guys know the diva.
You know her.
So, she passed away at the age of 84, and this obituary, I believe, is from the Telegraph, and it's so juicy. Her life is juicy, and I just
get comfortable here.
Love it. I love it. Okay, so Jocelyn Wildenstein, who has died aged 84, hit the headlines in 1997 during her divorce from her wealthy art collector husband, Alec Wildenstein, because of her addiction to cosmetic surgery, the decidedly scary consequences of which led to her being given the nickname the Bride of Wildenstein.
Instead of the Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Love.
Jocelyn's story had truly tragic elements. Her devotion to extreme plastic surgery began when, some years married and with 2 children, she began to fear that her husband, who hated old people, she claimed, was losing interest in her. Hoping to win back his affections, she embarked on a series of procedures to improve her looks.
Good for her. She said, I'm keeping him.
I am going to keep him, okay?
I love his bank account.
Doctor? Can you blame her? These included an unknown number of collagen injections to her lips, cheeks, and chin, along with at least 7 facelifts and drastic eye reconstruction surgery.
7 facelifts?
7
Her fucking labia must have been on her forehead.
God.
That was like what Joan Rivers, I think, would always say. She's like, at this point, she's like, my clitoris is going to be my neck.
I love, oh my God, I wish mine was up here.
Oh.
Easy access.
Sick. You're sick. Okay, we're discussing the deceased. Please have some.
She'd love it.
Be a little cool.
I feel like she'd love it.
Joan Rivers would. I don't know about Jocelyn.
I don't know. By the end, her skin was stretched so tightly over her face that she could barely blink. I remember my mom had a friend who got a facelift, and one of her eyes was just a little wonky after.
I had one of my really good friends when I was younger. Her mom, I remember, got a facelift, and like we were in town for the holidays, and she got one where it made her look like a different person, and it was like, oh,
you look great.
Oh my gosh. You look terrified. You look like you were part of a natural disaster.
Yeah, but you don't have any wrinkles, so I guess.
It was just crazy. It was like so, it took away all her characteristics.
Yeah.
Which, like, people got to get on that, like, Lindsay Lohan shit.
I was just thinking, I'm like, whatever she had, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so by the end, her skin was stretched so tightly over her face that she could barely blink, and her lips so stuffed with collagen, they looked like rubber. This is an obituary, you guys. I don't think I've known her when she wasn't healing from something. A friend recalled.
Me, but with my mental health.
Oh, no. Alec Wildenstein. No, you with your colds.
Oh, my God, I know. Sorry, I have a cold again, you guys. And I gave Madison an out.
I know.
I told her, I said, hey, we should Zoom today because I'm fighting a cold, and I'm not fighting. I'm losing this fight. I have a cold, and she was like,
"We have to film."
Yeah, she said we're filming actually, so I will be there. Yes. I said, "Okay."
We are here, and we are doing this.
I just want this. I need you guys to know I would never make you come here.
No, I know. It was fully my choice. If I get sick, that is fully my
I'm going to play this back for you next week when you call me like, bitch, I'm fucking sniffling.
No, I am going to jet out of here right after this, though. Okay, let's see here. Where am I?
But this broad's getting ripped apart.
She's getting ripped the fuck apart, I know. Alec Wildenstein had an interest in exotic wildcats, which he hunted on his $66,000 acre ranch in Kenya. Jocelyn conceived the bizarre notion that he might find her more attractive if she became more feline. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she wanted to look like a cat.
You thought maybe, well, I thought too.
Like,
she got so much work done. She got that natural look.
But it was her plan.
Oh, her plan all along. Hold on. I believe Hot Dog is crying outside the door because she wanted to leave and now she wants to come back. Please hold.
To achieve the desired effect, she had her pigment darkened. I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that, no.
Unfortunately, the treatment, costing a reported $2 million in total, had the opposite effect of that intended. The first time Alec saw his newly sculpted wife, he was said to have screamed in horror. She seems to think that you fix a face the same way you fix a house, he complained later in court.
Oh, no.
Oh, he fucking dragged her too.
Oh, she should have. I hope she took his money.
But Jocelyn took his reaction as evidence that she had not gone far enough. When she returned to her plastic surgeon for further treatment, patients in his waiting room were said to have fled, fearful that they might end up the same way. Jesus.
Girl.
Things went from bad to worse. One day in June 1997, she returned from a trip to Kenya and turned up unannounced with 2 bodyguards at her New York townhouse, only to find her husband in bed with a 19-year-old Russian model.
Oh, not the Russian model. He found that girl on Instagram.
Yeah, probably beautiful.
Who said, hi, hun, I want to be friends with you in my area.
Yeah. God. As Jocelyn marched into the room, a hysterical Alec seized his Smith & Wesson and threatened to shoot her like a cat.
He was hunting for wives this time.
Uh-huh. Pussy.
Ooh, can we say that on YouTube?
Girl,
I know.
We're not.
Yeah, we're going to get fucking, what's it called?
Demonetized.
Yeah, we're demonetized.
Demonetized. Girl, we're not.
We're just putting this up here
making coins off of this.
Yeah, no. This is just for
everybody. I don't know. You guys
hope you love it.
Look at us. Okay, it goes on. The rest of their relationship was played out in the courts. Okay, now we get into her upbringing. She was born Jocelyn Alice Paris into a middle-class family in Switzerland on August 5th, 1940. Blonde and Nordic-looking as a young woman, she set her heart on snaring a rich husband and to this end gained her entree into the international jet set by learning to fly and shoot big game.
Oh, so she was a hunter too.
Mm-hmm. Her opportunity came in 1977 when the Saudi Mr. Fix-It, Adnan Khashoggi, invited her to visit his Kenyan ranch and arranged for her to go on a dawn lion hunt with his neighbor Alec Wildenstein, the heir to a $10 billion art fortune.
$10 billion. Oh, honey, I would do anything.
I'll look like a cat.
All billionaires are evil, not me. Let me
Let me in.
Eat the rich, honey. I'll eat anything.
So impressed was Wildenstein with Jocelyn's lion hunting skills that he asked her out for a motorcycle ride through his estate the next day. Imagine we're going to go on a motorcycle ride through my estate, not through the neighborhood.
She pulled the ultimate con. Like, that's the way to do it. You find a rich people hobby or activity.
I will never do that.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like,
but
it could be anything.
It could be anything. If I need to pick up tennis or something, or golf,
yeah,
then, well, I'm married, so I mean, but
hypothetically.
And you're spoken for too. We're scheming.
But if
it doesn't work out.
If it doesn't work out, girl,
and we're
gonna
at
be
a
like,
country club.
Or
Girl, wipe my tears with billions.
Girl, I grew up going to golf camp. I can fucking play.
Okay. I always see sets at the Goodwill.
Perfect.
Polish them up. No one will ever know.
That's how we'll get them. We'll be like, I don't know how to use these.
Yeah.
They're all dingy.
Oh my God.
But I've fallen on hard times.
No, I'm rich. And you're going to want to marry me.
Yeah. I'm from the Vajujak family.
The Vajujak family?
Oh, you haven't heard of the Vajujak fortune? We're in the art industry.
Yes. Yeah, so, and then honestly, I'm not trying to shit on things.
Okay.
But I'm going to, because okay, we love art. Art is great. Everybody, we love it. But
oh no.
Have you ever been to a museum where you're like,
yes, girl. Every time I'm like, okay.
What the fuck is that?
Please.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that squiggle is talking about war.
Yeah. And it's, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I need people to put their pussies into it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I get it.
I'm always impressed by the like very realistic looking ones from a really long time ago because I'm like, damn, you did that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
There was no iPad.
Yeah.
Sketching. This was like.
Yeah. Whew. One of my favorite paintings.
And that's not coming for iPad sketching. I love iPad art.
Oh my God. Procreate or whatever everybody uses. I love it.
We love procreation on this podcast.
Yes. I have a painting in my living room that sat in my grandparents' house forever. And it's obviously not the original, but it's called The Storm by
Shannon Bedore.
Yeah. And I just think it's so beautiful. It was from I think it was painted in the 1880s, so not super old. But Cisco moved it or something, and something fell out of the back of it. And it was really cool. He's like, hey, I think this is your the painting from your grandparents. He's like, I think it fell out of the back of it. And it was clippings from the paper of that painting and where to buy it. So I think it was my grandma had saved the clipping of where she saw the painting to go buy it. And then she also loved the New Yorker, the magazine, the New Yorker. She had stacks, she was subscribed because she loved the covers. And there's an article in the New Yorker of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
Little gems, I feel like you.
Yeah.
I want to have things that I have hidden that I can leave behind for family. When you die.
Like a mystery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a scavenger hunt.
Ooh.
We should look into that.
Yeah.
Scavenger hunt funeral.
Post-mortem scavenger hunt.
Yeah. Like a post-mortem gift, right? Yeah. We've talked about. Anyway, okay.
So what happened to her? So she goes on a motorcycle ride through his estate.
Yes. So they do that. Within a year, he had proposed. They married at a lavish ceremony in Las Vegas in 1978, after which Jocelyn embarked on her career as a society wife. Love that. Ooh. While Alec managed the affairs of the art business and his Kenyan estate, Jocelyn busied herself with the upkeep and maintenance of their many houses around the world, including a Paris apartment, a Caribbean beach estate, a chateau in France, and another house in Switzerland.
See, I want to be the kind of rich that's just like, my day is consumed by like, oh, will you send me the fabric swatches for that house? We need new curtains.
Are you kidding me? That is the dream. That is the goal. I love that.
And to help other people.
It's Emily Gilmore.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I'm going to have to fire staff. I'm going to have to look at fabric swatches.
See, we sound evil.
No.
She's firing staff. She's a witch. She's a witch.
Oh, well, she's rich.
Oh.
Okay, you can call me whatever you want when that bank account looks like that, okay? We're never going to get through this. Their marital base was a 5-story New York townhouse, which contained a hugely valuable art collection, an indoor swimming pool, along with an army of servants, 5 purebred greyhounds, and a rare monkey, which Alec had bought his wife as pets.
God, I would love a documentary. Like, I wish there was a film crew following her around.
I know. She does give me the vibe, though, that she takes herself so seriously.
I think she'd be like a Tanya from Crazy or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Their favorite possession was the 66,000 Old Jogi Ranch in Kenya, which they turned into a sort of African Versailles, importing herds of giraffes, bison, leopard, lion, and white rhino, some brought up from South Africa, and building 120 miles of road, 55 artificial lakes, a swimming pool with rocks and waterfalls, a golf course, a racetrack, and a tennis court with floodlights so bright it was said they could be seen from most of Kenya.
Charming.
Jocelyn also kept a menagerie of big cats, including a pair of tigers kept in glass cages beside the swimming pool. Her passion for the animals inspired not only her later plastic surgery, but also the designs she commissioned for her fabulous collection of jewelry. Determined that his wife should always outshine her socialite rivals, Alex spent lavishly on her wardrobe and bought huge quantities of jewelry. For 20 years, they spent at least $1 million a month. In 1995, they got through $16 million. Jocelyn paid $350,000 for one Chanel gown and spent $10 million in one go at Cartier. Their budget included a $5,000 a month bill at the florist. But by Jocelyn's account, Alec was a difficult man to please. He was subject to fits of depression at the control his imperious father, Daniel Whittlestein, still exercised over him, and after some years of marriage, his eye began to wander. By the time she decided to turn herself into a cat, Jocelyn had already had a series of more discreet nips and tucks. Indeed, she claimed that she and her husband had made their first trip together to the surgeons before their marriage for an eye tuck, and that he had initially encouraged her obsession. The Smith & Wesson incident, however, left Jocelyn in no doubt that her husband no longer loved her. He, who claimed he thought he was being burglared, was arrested for threatening behavior, hauled before the courts, and bound over to keep the peace. Jocelyn promptly filed for divorce on grounds of his adultery. Alec retaliated by cutting off her allowance, blocking her credit cards, confiscating her limousine, and ordering their staff not to serve her.
Oh.
He even confiscated her monkey.
That's fucked
This
up.
is so chimp crazy. Refusing to take this lying down, Jocelyn countersued for a $200 million settlement, as well as tens of millions of dollars in art treasures, various houses, and $200,000 a month in interim support. In court, Jocelyn cut a bizarre figure. Her wind tunnel features emerging from a tight black suit. Wind tunnel.
Wind tunnel features.
Wind tunnel features. Oh my God. Emerging from a tight black suit cut above the knee with a vivid gold neck choker. But the public fascination with her looks turned into eye-popping astonishment after the judge asked her to outline for the court a typical month's expenses. My husband and I lived a marital lifestyle that others cannot even imagine, she began. After dilating on the hedonistic lifestyle of the billionaire trophy wife, she painted a sad picture of the plight to which her husband had reduced her. She needed $1 million a month to run her their household, she declared, because years of dependence on servants had left her with no idea of how to light the stove, make toast, or boil an egg.
I'm with her.
Her subsequent revelations about the dysfunctional behavior of the notoriously reclusive Whittlestein family, in particular her portrayal of Alec's father Daniel as a mean, overbearing patriarch who did not trust his own child, subjected the name of a great art-dealing dynasty to embarrassing public ridicule. After a lengthy court hearing, Jocelyn was awarded tens of millions of dollars, including $540,000 in back maintenance on the grounds that she had been unfairly cast aside by her husband. The judge, however, ordered that she pay for further facelifts herself and advised her to buy a microwave. She had to wait some time for payments to come through. Alec fell behind on the ordered interim support payments while he and the Russian model decamped to unknown parts. In 2018, she filed for U.S. Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, claiming she had nothing in her account, and in 2020, her 3 apartments in Trump Tower were repossessed. After the divorce, Jocelyn was said to have found comfort in the arms of her lawyer, Kenneth Gott. From 2005, aged 65, she was reported to be dating the 37-year-old fashion designer Lloyd Klein, who was recently described as her fiancé. "I hope it will last forever," Klein was quoted as saying. "I have not met anyone like Jocelyn." Alec died in 2008. Jocelyn is survived by the 2 children of their marriage. Jocelyn, born August 5th, 1940, died December 31st, 2024. I want to read a book on her.
Oh, what a life.
What
I'm sure there will be.
Interesting life. I know. I'm sure there are.
Typically, I would have cut you off at some point without a
No, I know.
But I wanted to hear all of it.
I know.
Who wrote that one?
The Telegraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Hats off to the Telegraph. I love it.
The windblown features and the skin
Windblown features is wild.
Rubber lips.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Rest in peace, girl.
I know. Rest in peace. Even though you probably weren't a great human.
Rest in peace, girl.
Rest in peace. And I'll always talk shit about the dead if they deserve it.
Oh, we're not pouring one out for her, I guess.
No. I don't know. I love her and hate her.
Yeah. Love her and hate her. All right. Well, on that note, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
Let's hear it, baby.
We'll be... What? We'll be right back. Alrighty, Geoffs. This week, I am talking about a phenomenon known as third man syndrome.
Okay, what's that?
Well, it's when someone's dick is as long as their leg.
Oh, I love that one.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, this is actually so cool, and I want to kind of get you into the mindset of what this actually is. So I'm gonna lead you, close your eyes. I'm gonna lead you through an example of what this might look like.
Okay.
Say you are lost in just this gigantic maze.
Okay.
Right? It's dangerous. It's freezing cold. You don't know if you're ever gonna get out of there. You turn left, it's a dead end. You turn right, it's a dead end. You go forward, it's a dead end. I don't know how I'm ever gonna get out of this place.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you hear this voice.
Okay.
This presence is there, and it's leading you towards an exit. And suddenly you're out of the maze, but there's nobody there.
Okay.
This presence, or this voice that you might be hearing, whatever's guiding you, is what's known as the third man syndrome. It's somebody who's not actually there with you physically, just psychologically.
Okay.
So the coin, it'll make more sense, but the coin was termed by a man named Sir Ernest Shackleton, who wrote this book called South about it chronicled his 1916 Antarctic expedition that he went on. And he talks about the third man phenomenon. He wrote that there was an unseen presence that seemed to be accompanying them on their journey.
Okay.
As if something or someone else was guiding them along.
Like an angel or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
The term really rose to popularity primarily when John Geiger released his 2008 book, The Third Man Factor, Surviving the Impossible, in which he wrote about numerous stories of those that have encountered such experiences.
Okay.
Mind if I get a little more comfortable? So one really popular example of this is the story of Ron DeFrancesco, who was one of the last people to escape the South Tower of the World Trade Center during the 9/11 attacks.
Okay.
He reported feeling a presence urging him to keep moving. Despite severe smoke and fire, this entity seemingly guided him to an escape route that he may not have otherwise found.
Wow.
He was just like, there was this voice, I followed it.
Oh, that
there
gives
was
me
no
the
one there.
chills. Yeah.
Another really popular story that I kept coming across when researching Third Man Syndrome is the story of Frank Smith, who in 1933 set out to climb Mount Everest. And all of a sudden, he felt like someone was with him, like he wasn't alone anymore. And he reportedly even turned to offer his companion a snack, only to realize he was alone.
Oh, I love this.
So
Okay.
he didn't manage to finish the feat. He didn't like make it to the summit, but he ended up surviving. And during all of his like post-climb interviews, he mentioned how he felt like someone had been with him the entire time. I'm going to share more stories in a bit, but I first want to talk about the syndrome a little bit more, the who, what, where, why, when, all of it. So obviously there's something like with something like this, there's people that have differing opinions. Some are like, oh my God, this is a spiritual phenomenon, right? Like you were saying, like an angel, like a guardian angel stepped in.
Right.
Or there was this divine intervention. But it's actually been studied by scientists and psychologists alike who have noted that it could potentially be a stress response in our brains when we're experiencing some sort of intense isolation, fatigue, or even oxygen deprivation.
Okay.
It's kind of like a coping mechanism that our bodies turn to in these moments of desperation.
God, we're so simple and gross, but also so fascinating.
And complex. Honestly, like the human mind is such a complex thing. I always think about this one example. So my therapist, when we've talked about anxiety and stuff before, she's like, think of a dog, right? Like they have this heightened sense of like fear when it comes to certain things because it's just like this innate thing that's telling them like, oh, I need to be alert. I need to be scared right now. She's like, there's part of us that needs to just be like aware that this problem's happening. And our minds will sometimes do that. But then as humans, we have, you know, the frontal cortex of the brain or whatever that is able to kind of break it down and be like, no, you're not actually in danger at this point right now. Like we can kind of like reckon with ourselves that way, which is what, you know, separates us from animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, really, with this in particular, it's whatever your own belief is.
Yeah.
But I think of it like there's so many times where people have been lost at sea or they've been stuck in these very terrifying situations like a terrorist attack such as 9/11 where the only thing that like got them out of the danger zone is this mysterious voice or person that never actually existed.
Yeah.
And so obviously if you're more faith focused or more religious, you're probably going to be like, well, yeah, that's God or that's an angel coming and guiding you. If you're more scientific, then maybe you would be like, well, that's my brain's response was like, I created this person. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting.
That's so interesting. It's like, you know, when we think about our subconscious and like, you know, how so many things were ingrained in us as kids like, through our subconscious. And, you know, in therapy, you need to look at your inner child or, you know, be the parent that you needed or whatever. It's almost like that kicks in.
Totally.
A parent's voice like, no, you need to go this way and you need to keep going this way and this way.
Yeah. I mean, truly. Like, and there's no way to know what it really is because, again, it's a matter of opinion, but we do know some of the common characteristics. And one is the sensation of this presence. The person feels as though someone is with them, even though they are physically by themselves. But it's also happened in group settings too.
Wow.
Where like people have been lost at sea or something and then had these experiences.
Like they've all felt it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like there's been like joint
like similar. Okay.
Yeah. The guidance and support, like the presence often encourages or assists the individual or individuals, helping them survive or overcome their predicament that they're in. And the presence is usually perceived as benevolent, bringing a sense of like calm or reassurance, which I think when you think of it in terms of death, you would hope, or like one thing I thought about is like someone who is a murder victim, right? And they're in their final moments and they know they're going to die. I'm just hoping that there's some reckoning in their head, like there's something in their mind is telling them like it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be okay. But you hear that too. Like, you know that show I Survived? Have you ever seen it?
Oh, I don't think so, but I know what you're talking about.
People who, like, someone attempted to take their lives and then they ended up surviving.
Yeah.
And you hear that, I feel like, a lot when people are retelling their stories. Like, there was just something in my head telling me I was going to get through this.
Yeah.
It's most commonly reported by mountaineers, explorers, sailors, or people in, you know, other types of survival situations. But now I wanted to get into, so I started looking into stories about people that have experienced this. And so there was a bunch of personal stories I found on like BuzzFeed and Reddit threads, all linked in our sources, of course, but there were some pretty interesting answers when people were asked if they had ever experienced something like this before.
Okay.
And so one user wrote, "This isn't my story, but my father's. He was alone skippering a boat somewhere off the English coast back in the 1950s, ran into a terrible storm, got knocked over onto the ground, and couldn't get up to steer the boat. He said 2 men appeared and steered the boat for him and occasionally spoke to him to say that he would be okay. He couldn't figure out how they got on the boat in the middle of the storm. He saw them and heard them clearly. Early the next morning, he woke up to voices, but this time it was a Coast Guard vessel that had come by his boat. They were amazed he was still alive. He was alone, too injured to steer, and based on his last reported position, shouldn't have been where they found him. He had in fact been reported on the radio as missing and presumed dead. He wondered if he had run into a couple of guardian angels."
Wow.
So those 2 men he saw didn't exist.
Yeah. Oh.
On another platform, someone wrote, "I guess you could call this third-person syndrome an out-of-body experience or some strange combination of the two. I was a newlywed in my 20s when my husband suffered a serious medical condition, resulting in organ failure. I was faced with the decision of whether to withdraw his life support and pretty much fell apart. Suddenly, I was floating above his ICU bed, where I saw myself sitting next to a reassuring brotherly figure. He put his arms around me and told me that letting my husband go was the right decision. Anyone who knows me knows I am about the most rational, science-y person around, but this felt as real to me as the ground beneath my feet."
Wow.
So again, could be this paranormal experience, out-of-body experience, or it could be her brain was in such a traumatic state, right, that maybe that was how she was able to reckon with herself to be able to make that decision.
Yeah.
Another person wrote, "I once fell about 10 feet from a ledge overlooking a lake. The ledge was above large rocks, and as I fell, I was sure I was about to be gravely hurt. Suddenly, I felt a large hand on my back that caught me and pushed me against the wall. Surprised, I turned around to thank my savior, and no one was there. I was dangling over the rocks, feeling the hand as it pushed me straight against the wall until both my feet were secured. I cannot explain what happened that day, but I know there was someone/something there that saved me."
Oh my God.
Someone else wrote, "Twice in my 20s, I fell asleep while driving on a highway. Just in the nick of time, a voice from the backseat said my name in a very commanding tone, waking me up so I could hit the brakes. I'm still very much alive, 76 years old, and I figured someone up there likes me." Someone else wrote, which just reminds me, have you ever seen on like TikTok and stuff, there's those nurses and they'll like they'll roll their hair up in the window because they're driving home from like a night shift or like they just worked all these hours straight so that they don't fall asleep.
No.
I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
Oh my
Apparently
God.
that's something that people do, which is
What
really
is
scary to think about because don't they say that like if you're a certain level of tired, it's like equivalent to driving?
Yes, absolutely.
inebriated? Yeah.
It's just as dangerous. But so does I guess it like keeps their head up?
Yeah, from like nodding off.
Wow.
Scary.
That's sad that we have to do that.
Yeah, nobody should have to do that. And probably better to take a nap in your car and then make the drive.
Yeah.
Another person wrote, "Years ago, I was heading back by train from my parents' house to university. It was late and I had my head resting on the window with my eyes closed. Suddenly, a voice started telling me to move. It got louder and more urgent, but when I opened my eyes, there was no one yelling at me on the train. The other few passengers were all minding their business. The voice in my head got louder and louder, more and more urgent, and I felt silly moving, but I finally couldn't ignore the voice any longer, so I scooted a seat over and sat upright. Just then, a bullet came through the train window, right where my head would have been.
Oh my God.
I'd have been done for if I stayed where I was."
Wow.
See, these stories are amazing, but there's also they're also dangerous for people like us with obsessive compulsive disorder because I feel like we make up so many scenarios in our head of like, this will happen if I don't do this. Reading this because I definitely have had moments in my life where I'm like, okay, I have to go out this door or whatever because otherwise.
Or like you're laying in bed and you're like, check the stove.
Yeah.
Check the stove. Check the door.
I mean, I guess better to check than not check, but.
Yeah, but then you do it 100 times till it feels right.
Someone wrote about their aunt. They said, my aunt experienced this when she fell out of her quote-unquote boyfriend's truck while he was driving. She got pulled underneath the vehicle when he hit a bump while she had the door open planning to jump out. She said an elderly man drove up in his truck saying him and his wife live up the hill, heard the commotion while sitting on their porch. She said that he said that he'd keep his truck's headlights shined on her until help arrived. Then another car drove up and called an ambulance, and she said that's when the old man's truck disappeared. Once she was out of the hospital, she went back to where she had her accident to thank the man, but there wasn't a house nearby. I have a few more. I have 3 more.
Okay, I love these stories.
One said, I was a teenager in the 80s and I was driving alone at night in a rainstorm. I hate driving at night, especially in the rain. Anyway, I ended up hitting a pothole and my tire popped. I was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I somehow made it to a parking lot. It was empty from what I could tell. This was obviously before cell phones or anything, so I was going to try and change my tire myself when I realized I didn't have a spare. I sat back in my seat trying to think of what to do when I heard a tap on my passenger window. There was a man's voice saying, "You need a hand, miss?" I felt my car being jacked up and heard the sound of someone messing with my tire. I remember clutching a tire iron in my hand as I got out of the car to try and get a better look at the guy and see what the hell was going on. As suddenly as he appeared, he was gone. You reacted to that one as if it was like, yep. I know that, Drew. We've all been there, right?
Yes, I feel like it's so... I believe it. I believe it. Amen. I believe it.
You did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
I believe it.
Okay, we gotta get through these last 2. Years ago, I was stopped at a toll booth where I had to grab an exit ticket. To reach the ticket, I had to unbuckle my seatbelt. There was a line of cars behind me, so I was going to just go through and put my seatbelt on later. I heard a male voice say, "Put your seatbelt on." My female friend in the car was asleep, and I ignored the voice, and then I heard, put your seatbelt on now." Put your freaking seatbelt on now. Put it on. Put your seatbelt on now. I did, and then seconds later, I was clipped by a tractor trailer and flew over the median into the path of an oncoming car. The car was totaled, but my friend and I survived. I had bruises.
Why didn't the voice tell you to get off the road?
Yeah,
if they really wanted to
slow down. I had bruises where the seatbelt kept me in the car and saved my life. If it weren't for the seatbelt, I would have gone through the windshield. And then this last one says, I was alone downstairs watching TV, and my son was asleep upstairs in his crib. I heard a male voice very close by say 2 words, "Go now." Startled, I jumped up and took the stairs 2 at a time to my son's room, where I found he had somehow moved his entire crib. He moved it enough that he could reach his silver metal airplane mobile, put the weighted ball into his mouth, and was silently choking on it.
Oh my God.
I flipped him over my arm and did the maneuver to expel it, and we both sat on the floor crying in relief.
That's mother's intuition.
No sound came from the monitor we had. If not for that clear warning, he wouldn't be 37 years old now.
Oh!
Crazy, right?
Wow.
So it's really interesting. I feel like just the phenomenon of third man syndrome in relation to like survivors of all these different kinds of things, whether it's something like an almost car wreck or, I mean, I feel like we've all had those moments a little bit, which I do believe is intuition, where it's like, I don't need to go out tonight. Or I'm not going to do this. And then you hear about like I feel like especially when you're younger, like I'm not going to go out with those friends tonight. I'm actually going to stay home and just be with my family.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yep.
And then you hear like someone overdosed or someone fucking.
Yeah.
We're talking younger years here. My friends aren't doing that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
That intuition. Or if something happens, like if there's traffic or whatever, it's like
always
I'm being I'm not supposed to.
No.
Yeah.
It's how I ration my anger, but also what I tell myself is like, this is preventing me from being in an accident or something. Yeah.
So interesting. I love it.
So that's third man syndrome.
Oh, it's so sweet and inspiring.
I know. It's cool to think about.
I know.
Even if it is our brain, like scientifically or psychologically, whatever, even if it is our brains just getting us through a traumatic event, it's pretty incredible that that can happen. So
I love it.
There it is.
Whoop, there it is. That's what you said. That's what you said.
We're going to take a quick break and we come back. We're going to whoop it up with y'all with what had Madison spinning in her coffin. We'll be right back. Look at Hot Dog.
I know.
Just
God,
asleep.
Passed out.
Damn.
Oh, my Junie. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. And we're back. Madison, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Okay. A lot had me spinning in my coffin this week. First and foremost, there was this wild and a really tragic story that hit the news a few days after Christmas. And it really intrigued me, mostly because the headlines were like, killer cake, killer Christmas cake, kills family. Have you heard about this?
No. Catch me up.
I'm going to catch you up. In Brazil, I guess
Faggot?
and a fat ass walking to a bar.
A faggot with a mullet.
In Brazil, 5 family members got incredibly sick and had to go to the hospital after eating a cake on Christmas Eve. This was just a couple days ago.
Okay.
3
She's held up 2 fingers.
3 of the 5 family members ended up dying, and the other 2 are still being treated.
Jesus Christ. From a poisoned cake?
Yes, from cake. The 2...
So is the one you least suspect.
Well, just wait. It's crazy. So 2 are still being treated, but it looks like they'll make a full recovery.
Oh, thank God.
Tatiana, Maida, and Nueza all are the 3 victims of this cake. They're the women who died.
What was in the cake?
Hold on. Maida and Tatiana's death were ruled fatal cardiac arrest, while Nueza's was ruled shock after food poisoning. One of the 2 surviving is the woman who made the Christmas cake. Her name is Zelly. She made the cake, ate the cake.
What did you do,
sick.
girl?
Okay, she's 61 years old, and then her 10-year-old great nephew is also in the hospital from eating the cake. But she and the nephew are set to make a full recovery. I guess officials narrowed the poisoning down to the Christmas cake because all 5 of them ate it, and all 5 of them had arsenic in their blood. Zelly is now being investigated by authorities who thought that she poisoned her family on purpose. Okay, it gets weirder though, because they also want to exhume Zelly's husband's body because he just died a couple months ago.
Girl.
From food poisoning. Okay. And you know, when I hear these stories, I send them to you because cult leader, but this is not, I don't think, we'll see. We don't know. All signs are pointing to maybe Zelly is a killer, but family members are coming out. Even her husband's family members are coming out saying there's no way in hell that she did this on purpose. This is a terrible accident.
How did the arsenic get in the cake, Zelly?
Okay, I guess last May in the area of Brazil that they live in, there were terrible storms and floods. And I looked into it.
Blew arsenic into the confetti mix?
The floods destroyed a shit ton. They killed 200 people. They displaced 500,000 people. Like, it was terrible.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah. The flood also affected chemical plants and different factories, and some of them were losing barrels of chemicals in the flood, just floating around. Okay. Zelly and her late husband were well off, and they luckily had a second home that they could go to, but they took pots and pans from their home that flooded.
Okay.
They also dug up a banana tree from their house and took it to the new house and planted it so that they would have a banana tree. So basically, the family thinks that the husband died from a contaminated banana, and the pots and pans used to prepare the Christmas cake and serve the Christmas cake were also contaminated with chemicals from the flood.
Huh.
Investigators looked through her home also, and she had a refrigerator problem, I guess, a few days before she made the cake, and they looked around her whole house. There was a lot of spoiled food. So
see, this is why they say you can't eat in everybody's.
You can't eat in everybody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But just tragic because you'd never think, who knows? Maybe this will turn into a cult leader.
This is my nightmare, though.
I
would be
know.
accidentally poisoning people.
Oh my God.
This is my nightmare. They're coming to arrest me, and I'm like, I didn't do it.
Oh God. I never want to go to jail.
Me either.
For something that.
Put that on record.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're not interested, Hollywood.
Yeah, not interested. Okay. But this story obviously is either really, really it's tragic either way.
Well, yes, people died.
But either it's tragic and we have a person who's a killer, or it's just a fucking awful accident.
That's like a freak accident.
A freak accident, right?
Damn. If they died, I wonder if it's if it would add to the total count of people that were killed from the flood.
Oh.
Because it'd be the flood's fault.
That's interesting. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe they could, I don't know.
What's considered a death toll? You know what I mean? Interesting to think about.
Very interesting. So this got me thinking about food. Yeah, food and poison.
Okay.
And we've already done a lot of episodes on poison and all of that, but we haven't talked about the Poison Squad. And they
love her.
Okay, we love them. They are who we have to thank for there not being poison in our food.
Okay.
Now, I know that most people, especially in the U.S., will say our food still is poison, right?
Yeah, but I've also seen so much shit debunked where these people online are like, oh, I can eat whatever I want in Europe, but they compare the ingredients, and then they're like, yeah, but that's actually not even true.
Yeah, I'm so not equipped.
I'm
for that
eating the red guy,
the red 40 girl.
Give it to me.
No, I literally told Siskel last night because I was running around the house with the dogs. He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I have the zoomies." And I fucking ate a granola bar yesterday that probably had 500 grams of sugar in it. So yeah, I had the dyes and all of it. Whatever.
Love it.
Yeah, and I don't totally disagree that our food could be healthier.
No,
anyway,
there is absolutely ingredients that should not be in our food.
Yeah.
But I'm going to eat them.
And let me tell you, it's not as bad as the late 19th and early 20th century.
Bloop.
Okay.
We want to see an infographic on that.
I know. If I could read those, I would bring them. Okay. So in the late 19th.
Do you know what an infographic is?
I think so.
It's on Instagram when people post a little thing why you shouldn't eat this or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't read that.
Sometimes they're complicated. I don't know. Okay.
Tell us about the Poison Squad.
All right. In the late 19th and 20th century, the quality of food in the United States was alarmingly worse than it is today and largely unregulated, not just because of lack of scientific understanding, which we know they didn't have a lot of when we have done other episodes on things, but also because there was this big industrialization boom. Cities were growing, populations were growing, which led to a rise in mass production. This meant manufacturers prioritized cost-cutting measures over safety.
Right.
The preservatives that were used at this time sound atrocious to us now after what we know about them.
The makeup we've talked about and stuff.
Yeah. Or even the wallpaper.
Mercury's and this
yes.
and that. Yeah.
Terrible.
You're worried about Mercury and retrograde? Mercury used to be in cereal.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you what else was in cereal. But these big manufacturers and factories and companies got away with doing this because food and drugs were just completely unregulated at the time.
Okay.
There were no rules or laws really regarding food at all. You didn't have to list ingredients. There was no ingredient label. So if you bought
FDA was not here, babe.
It was not here. So if we bought a can of peas, maybe there was AP in it with a bunch of chalk.
With mouse heads.
Truly, it's we don't know. A chemical that we know and love on this show, formaldehyde.
Oh, we love formaldehyde.
We love her. Obviously used to embalm our loved ones if they so choose, and also found in cigarettes that we love
Oh,
so much.
we love a cigarette. Once a year.
We can only smoke them on special occasions
Yes.
because health. But back in the day, formaldehyde was used to preserve things like milk and meat.
That's so wild.
It like toughened up meat and it masked the smell and
Of
all
rotting.
of that.
Yeah, that's like the crazy thing is they used to mask the smell of rotting food.
Okay, there was this scandal in the late 1800s where canned beef that was given to soldiers on the battlefield,
Canned beef
was already rotten, and they filled it with formaldehyde to hide the rotten smell. So they canned it rotten.
Jeez.
Added formaldehyde thinking that they would solve all the problems, and a ton of soldiers got sick. Some of them died.
Damn.
And it was called what was it called? It was the embalmed beef scandal.
Embalmed
beef scandal.
That's a cool band name.
I love it. Salicylic acid that I use on the pimples on my face was added to canned goods to preserve them.
Okay.
Borax that I use to do laundry sometimes and clean with, and I know people use it to make slime, was added to meat and dairy to help slow spoilage.
God.
Copper sulfate was added to vegetables to make them appear greener. And arsenic, lead, and mercury were all essential additives to candy and some baked goods to enhance color. Plaster of Paris, sawdust, brick dust, gypsum, and chalk were all used as fillers to things like milk, flour, and bread. And these are just a few of the preservatives that people were eating, and everything was just unregulated.
So wild.
Okay. So Dr. Harvey Washington Wiley, the chief chemist of the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture at the time, was determined to address these insane health hazards. Wiley originally studied the adulteration of sugar for the government. Sugar at the time was being cut with a bunch of different harmful additives and was not being labeled correctly. Like you could label it as sugar and it would be all corn syrup. So he kind of like broke that story.
Okay.
He investigated it, exposed it, which led him to investigate other things. So in 1902, Wiley was given $5,000 from the U.S. government to put together basically an experiment to study the effects of preserved foods on people. And so how he did this, it was human experiments.
God.
He gathered 12 men. Most of them were USDA employees. They were served 3 meals a day in a controlled government kitchen at the hygienic laboratory of the Bureau of Chemistry, which is a part of the USDA. They could only eat while they were there. So at home or anywhere else, they couldn't consume anything.
I don't think I could do that.
I know. So the 12 men would sit with each other for every meal. And the only catch was that the meals were poisoned. So they were...
That's the only catch.
That's the only catch. But if you think about it, so Dr. Wiley had the government kitchen prepare these really pure meals, right? Like no preservatives at all.
Uh-huh.
Like meat, potatoes, whatever.
Right.
But then...
They'd give them things that people were eating.
No, they would do like pure...
Oh.
borax on top, because it would be kind of the same shit,
okay.
right? So, for example, the first experiments were on borax. Some of the meals had borax on them. Some of them didn't, so that it was like really a blind study.
Okay.
Each preservative was given in measured doses, starting with small amounts and then gradually increasing to monitor effects. Participants underwent daily health examinations, including physical exams, weight measurements, and stool and urine samples. Blood tests were conducted regularly, and detailed logs of symptoms like nausea, headaches, fatigue, and gastrointestinal distress were monitored. These experiments were called by Wiley the hygienic table trials, but once the public got wind of these trials, these men were dubbed the Poison Squad. They were like heroes, and we'll post some pictures. They're like all these really attractive men in their 20s and 30s, dressed so well, like crisp shirts, like early 1900s outfits at a very nice table, served very nice food, but they're all doing this to see, the study of
Better
poison.
society.
Yes. So I pulled a newspaper article from December 30th, 1902 from the Daily Non-Peril. I just want to read how the media wrote about this. It says, dieting on poison. 10 young men eating boric acid dessert. Object is to test the result of this adulterant on the human system. Please, may I have some more of the poisoned soup? I don't like this beef. I wouldn't mind having a codfish ball. This is Table Talk of the Poison Squad, who under the direction of Dr. H.W. Wiley of the Department of Agriculture have loaned their stomachs to the government for pure food tests. Martyrs to science, some people call the poison eaters, but they are thriving on the food furnished by Uncle Sam and do not fear injury. The official government boarders are glad to escape the boarding house, even if they do have to swallow a boric acid bullet when dinner is over. They never miss a call to a meal, and they observe strictly the rigid table etiquette imposed by Dr. Wiley. May I have another piece of pie, doctor? Asks a member of the poison squad. Wait until I take your temperature, answers the doctor. Ah, your pulse is normal. You may have the pie, but I'll give you a little less bread tonight. Oh my God. Okay, so Wiley ended up determining that borax, which at the time toughened up meats, caused stomach pain, nausea, weight loss, and digestive issues over time. In 1903, some of the men even went on strike because of the discomfort they were in, and so Wiley got some new volunteers. And then in 1907, the experiments concluded. So the experiments went on for 5 years.
Wow.
Dr. Harvey Wiley and the poison squads revealed just how dangerous some of the common food preservatives really were. And I believe one squad member died from tuberculosis, but the sad part is that we don't really know the names of any of these people because they weren't individually named.
Okay.
But the poison squad consumed potassium nitrate, copper sulfate, benzoic acid, sulfuric acid, formaldehyde, salicylic acid, and borax over these 5 years, 3 meals a day, all which showed to have terrible effects on their health. And once the public found out about this, they couldn't ignore the health risks either, leading to a shit ton of pressure on the government. This led to the passage of the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, one of the first laws to regulate what went into our food and medicine.
Wow.
And then this also laid the foundation for what is now the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA.
Baby.
We have a lot of people to thank for that. There's a lot of women that helped with this as well that weren't part of the poison squad, but that's a whole nother episode to get into. So Dr. Wiley and the poison squad we have to thank for not having poison in our food.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess we should probably question more of it.
I know.
But we don't.
That's true.
That's our personal choice, though. Well, it's just because I always think of things like how they say, aspartame and Diet Coke. Oh my God, you can't drink that. But then, it's been proven scientifically that, the amount you'd have to drink 12 cases of Diet Coke for that to, have a negative effect on your body. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
None of my business.
So, what? Are we going to go eat borax?
Yeah, I would love to. I'll try anything.
Yeah.
Oh, God, interesting.
I know. I thought the Poison Squad was a sick name.
We need the movie on them.
There is. There's one on PBS that I started watching.
Oh.
Yeah. And a book.
Well, everybody loves an obituary, so let's share some.
Got it. Let's go.
Okay, mine is from the Garnett Journal, Plain Dealer, from Friday, June 22nd, 1900.
Okay.
I don't know how I found this in the newspaper archives, but it says James Abram Borer, son of Mr. and Mrs. Sol Borer, was born in Anderson County, January 1st, 1886, and died June 13th, 1900. Death was caused by running a nail in his foot 3 weeks before his death, which finally developed into lockjaw. He was a member of the Christian Sunday School, and his favorite text and song was Trust and Obey. Funeral services were held Friday afternoon, conducted by Reverend Adamson of the Christian Church. I thought it was a wild death notice.
Very wild.
Classic death notice, giving you the 3 weeks. 3 weeks before.
Drove a nail through his foot. Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what did it. Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Damn.
Oh my God. Well, this obituary is a modern one. His nickname was Uncle, so we're just going to call him Uncle.
Okay.
Uncle was born at home in Malden, Massachusetts on June 24th, 1942, and left us on March 22nd, 2023, in the company of his family. Uncle was preceded in death by his 5 older brothers. He is survived by his 3 younger sisters. Uncle joined the Navy after graduating from high school in order to see the world and was assigned to an Army base in Maryland. Coworkers and officers alike called him the Admiral, accusing him of being a lifer. Less than 4 years into his career, after being punished for failing to stand for an officer, he filed for his discharge. From there on, he never missed an opportunity to remind those around him that work was a 4-letter word. He lived on Middlesex Street in Lowell for over 50 years, caring for his parents, swimming at the YMCA, and walking family pets through Belvedere. A lifelong vegetarian, Uncle loved all animals, cared for feral cats, and took in stray dogs. He detested clothes and would gleefully tell stories of his nudist exploits, whether it was a beach in Vermont, a whale watch, bowling outings, or bike rides au natural.
Oh, little nudie
That's
bike ride?
I love it.
Okay, we love a little nudie bicyclist.
Little nudie guy.
Oh my God, okay.
Uncle.
Well, Uncle could have been arrested if he was doing that in the wrong
know.
place.
I know.
Which brings us to our final segment for the evening. And that is, we've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
And now it's time for some dumb
Ass
criminals.
criminals.
Don't steal my shine. Okay, I have one that happened just after Christmas.
Okay.
Well, it happened actually at a Christmas Eve mass.
Okay.
Thomas Campbell Bowling Von Goetz, 56, what a fucking
Is that
name,
real?
was arrested and charged with multiple offenses following a sacrilegious rampage on Tuesday.
Oh my God.
This is the little devil's mugshot.
He didn't mean it.
I'm just kidding. This is fucking wild. It says, quote, a man has been arrested in Maryland after authorities said he caused disruptions at 2 Christmas Eve masses, pouring whiskey into the holy water and,
baby.
pelting worshippers with tangerines.
Love a prank.
He was arrested and charged with multiple offenses following the sacrilegious rampage on Tuesday, officials reported. According to St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office, he entered Holy Angels Catholic Church in Avenue during a mass shortly after 5 p.m. He approached the altar and dropped an onion in the aisle, disturbing the peace of those attending, the sheriff's office said. A parishioner followed Von Goetz as he exited the church to ensure he was leaving the premises. However, as soon as they were outside, Von Goetz turned around and allegedly assaulted the citizen by throwing tangerines at him.
I don't see what he did wrong.
Later that night during midnight mass at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church in Leonardtown, Von Goetz disrupted another service by pouring whiskey into the holy water and threatening to harm parishioners, according to law enforcement authorities. As church attendees escorted him from the building, he allegedly attempted unsuccessfully to strike several individuals with a whiskey bottle. Parishioners detained Von Goetz until deputies arrived, and he was transported to MedStar St. Mary's Hospital for a medical evaluation. On Thursday, police announced that Von Goetz had been charged with second-degree assault, disorderly conduct, disturbing the peace, and threat of mass violence. He was also charged with defacing religious property, religious crime against a group, and obstructing a religious exercise.
Oh my God.
That was sent to us by a Geoff, and they wrote to us and said, hey girlies, and the best peppers ever, duh. Dumbass from Maryland over Christmas Eve. Though we don't condone any threats of violence or assault, we love a tangerine, onion, and spiking the holy water story. Love your loyal Geoff Lacey. And they also said to say hey to their sister Sammy. We
Hi,
drove for the
Sammy.
Minnesota show.
Oh, hi, Sammy.
So thank you for sending that in to us, Sammy, because I loved that story.
Oh my God, I love it.
Who do you got?
I went down a rabbit hole looking up people stealing copper wire. I found an article and I was on YouTube trying to see this because
like her search history, she's like, how to steal
copper wire. Well, people steal it because it's
Isn't that why they steal the
catalytic converter? Oh, I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
But people love copper wire so much that they will go and risk their life to get it. And there are so many stories.
People climb like bridges and shit.
Yes, they climbed the telephone poles and saw it off.
Girl.
I saw a video of a guy, like the cord got stuck under a car and he was lifting an entire car. Wild.
There's plenty of things you could do for money besides that.
I know, but copper wire is it, and I found so many articles of dumb asses. Well, it's sad because a lot of people die trying to steal it because they use it like in telephone.
It's like an electrical
Yes, they get fucking electrocuted, girl.
That's a dumb way to die.
So this guy in Scotland, this is Scottish news, okay?
Okay, do your accent.
This is Scottish news. Wait.
Oh, shit.
I can't do. This is a Scottish news.
No. What the fuck?
The scottishsun.co.uk, okay? It's headlined Power Tool. Fife Yob, I guess that's his name. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He tried to steal copper from a live electric cable. The bungling suspect suffered severe burns after he was blasted while hacking his way through safety casings.
Not blasted.
Incredibly, he survived, and despite his serious injuries, he was able to call an ambulance at 5 a.m. I guess he was like in some area that had signs that said like caution, like live wires, and he still fucking did it. He was zapped with 11,000 volts.
I don't know how much that is, but I bet that hurt like a bitch.
Like a bitch. It cut power to 400 homes. That's how much power.
He was probably up there like...
I was searching all over for videos. I couldn't find it.
Probably broke his teeth.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And his bones, maybe?
Who knows?
It says a source said, this guy should be dead. It's an incredibly reckless and stupid thing to do. There are signs saying this is a death risk, but even the daftest person knows not to touch. The raider was rushed to Nine Wells Hospital, Dundee, with non-life-threatening injuries after being zapped near school playing fields on Sunday. The blast cut power to 400 homes. Cops are yet to speak to the man due to his injuries.
Jeez.
Insane. There's other...
That's a dumbass.
A dumbass, and there's so many stories like this.
That is crazy.
Crazy. Don't steal copper wire.
No, girl. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll get to see. Oh, hot dog.
Oh, hot dog's
Hot dog's mad.
Fit.
She just threw my water bottle.
Hot dog, come here. Come here. Do you want to be on camera? Oh my gosh. Hi,
Ricky.
Hi. Here.
Hot dog's mad already. Be nice, hot dog. I told everyone you were being so good. You want to say hi? No. Turn her around.
She's so cute.
The Frankie reveal. Tell me that's not a big girl. That's a big girl. Oh, there she is. Hey, Frankie. Well, that's really where we'll leave it for the week.
Yes. Oh, I love her.
A great place to leave it for the week. But we'll be back next week. And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/obituary podcast. And that's it for the week. We'll be back next week with some more coffin spinners.
And obituary.
And
Ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.